Hi guys, myself Uday Datrak. I'm planning to teach 100 plus security test cases to identify 100 plus unique security issues in the web application. So in my previous lesson 3, we would have learned how to deploy this particular PHP application. The best thing here is, in this particular application, we have the registration page feature to create the username and password. But when we have downloaded the extremely vulnerable web application or damn vulnerable web application, they do not have the registration page feature. So with this particular feature, now you will be getting a hands-on experience on practicing the security issues on the registration page itself. So that is one, this is very important for you guys to set up, because we can check for at least 20 to 30 unique security issues on the registration page. But if you don't have the registration page, you will not be getting a chance to practice on that. Now we'll try to deploy another PHP application. We have only 10 to 15 minutes of time. We'll try our best to deploy. If we can't, we can stop it in 15 minutes. We are downloading it. Extract. Okay. It's a folder. No. Copy this. Go to WAMP folder. www. Paste it here. Let's see the readme documentation. What are the things here? A very simple PHP script with MySQL backend. That's very nice. So we have WAMP. Since we have WAMP, this is compatible with PHP and MySQL. Yes. Okay. Now the WAMP is up and running. We'll see whether it's running or not. Yes. How you could say WAMP is running? It's green in color. Now we'll try to navigate to that folder. Sorry, yes, the folder name. Copy. It will show the folder contents, or else it will directly load the index.php. Okay. Now license. This is the readme file, SQL file. Okay, that's fine. Add.php. Unable to call mysql.connect. So that means there is some issue in connecting to the database. mysql.connect is a function used to connect to the database. It's also telling the line number 3 in a particular file. So we'll go to line number 3 now. 1, 2, 3. See here. He is asking us to give the database location. Since database is installed on our machine itself, localhost, username is the root. I'm doing it for the first time, guys, so I'm sorry if we get any errors in future. Password is blank. So it has 4 parameters actually. We need to put comma and database, but I'll tell you, since this function is accepting 3 parameters, we'll put as it is. The next level is asking for the database name. Remember, in our previous lesson we have created database name. So we'll create a database name as world. Okay. And then come down. Okay. Something to do with processing the request. Okay. Whenever we submit, this functions is used to accept the whatever the input we gave in the input text fields. That means when you fill the username, passwords, these are the functions in the backend responsible to take those inputs and process. Okay. Now select username from table name called users. So now Yeah, world is a database name. We have to go to phpMyAdmin. Username root, password blank. So there is no database name called world, so we are going to create that. SQL create database world, okay, semicolon, go. Now we can see database is created. Now we'll come to the code. What is the line which is forming the query? Like, okay, select star from, is that nothing but table name. Select column name from table name. It's something is where the column name is the username. Okay, users is first we need to create the okay table name users. We have to go to in that particular database. We need to click on world, then create table with what is that? Username. Okay, but how many columns we need to see here? That's a dilemma, right? So before to that, if you could see the code here, they have given the sql.txt. That means he has given a helpful command for us to create a table name directly. Create table name. So we can directly, instead of executing a query, I don't execute. Cancel. Sorry. Okay. I'll select the world and then go to SQL. I'll execute this query. This query is used to create a table name with 2 columns in it, like with 3 columns: ID, username, password. Click go. Success. Now we see whether it was created or not. We try to expand it. No. Yes, it created table name users. Hey, yeah, ID, username, password. It created it. That's great. Now, okay, we have created a database, tables. Almost we are successful. Database username, password. Exactly. Now we'll try to open add.php. See, did we save this file? Yes. Uncaught error, MySQL connect on line 3. Okay. Okay, let me pass a minute and do some background check. Guys, I found the error actually. So if you see the code here, as I said before, MySQL underscore connect accepts the 4 parameters, but he has given 2 different lines of code, and he has given the actual function is MySQL iConnect. So I quickly searched in Google for MySQL connect example, and I have got an example code like this, which is accepting 4 parameters, MySQL underscore connect. So I'm making a small change, 1 line change within the code. Since the error is showing, indicating us there is something wrong in the line 3 itself. Uncaught error, undefined function. That means this is not a correct function itself. So I change it to MySQL connect, and as per the example, I'm trying to pass the 4th parameter as database name itself. It just took 1 or 2 minutes, guys. Now username is Uday Datrak, password is Q, confirm password Q. Okay, now there is one more error on the line 19. That's interesting. Like, at least we are understanding a little more about the code. 12, 13, 14. What is the line number? We have got error 19. Select username from users where. Okay, see the one more error. What is the error name here we are getting? Like maybe it's something like undefined. Call to the function undefined function. So MySQL query. So PHP MySQL underscore query examples. Maybe it's very outdated code. Okay, we'll just change that particular code by looking at the something. We are searching for something in hot example. Maybe I'll try to quickly change one line. He's showing some big piece of code which MySQL underscore query. What will happen if I'm just seeing. MySQL query accepts at least two parameters. One given in, okay, on line number 19. Okay, let me pause video and just quickly check. Guys, I just realized when I searched for it, I realized that someone has written. It's both they are deprecated version, like it's an extension. MySQL was deprecated here. So instead of MySQL underscore query, every time we have to give MySQL underscore query. So as per this particular code, previously the code was something like every time whenever we are trying to connect MSQL underscore connect MySQL underscore select, we are putting as MySQL I. We are adding MySQL to MySQL I every time. And as per this example code, when I searched in Google for this one, the same error which I got, I pasted in Google, and then they suggested me to use this particular piece of code. It was very pretty clear to me. So I added two more lines additionally within this, like where is this add.php. I just put one condition: my $success is equal to this particular value as the tutorial given for that error. And changed the word to like MySQL to always MySQL query, comma $success, because this MySQL query accepts one parameter, but MySQL underscore query accepts two parameters. Just pasted the error and I came across that error. So these are the two lines I changed for that piece of code to work. This is the one line and the other line is here. You can pause the video and check it. Now I'm trying to come across, fill the form and see what all the errors I'm getting. Now it's showing some error on the line number 43. I'll go to the line number 43 by two instances. Yes, 43. So instead of MySQL underscore query, like what we need to do, MySQL I underscore query, and it accepts two parameters. So $success, comma. I'm just trying for the first time because I deprecated once. Oh, Awesome guys, registered. Thank you. Now the same thing, we need to go to the login.php. So now let's go to the login.php. Okay, now he has given something. Maybe he did not write, he did not do anything properly. Like, what was the database name? Here, world. User password was null. Username was the root, and this one is the local host. Okay, now all good. Connecting to the databases. Let's see now. Login.php. Wow. After long. What was the username? Like Uday Datrak. Password was a. The user does not exist in the database. Let me try to register. Uday Datrak. Yes. Password is QQ. Okay. Register. Is showing as registered. Ignore that variable and see that. The user does not exist in our database. Now when we registered, we see that whether it was properly registered or not. For that, what we need to do, we need to go to a database name. Oh, nothing is inserting into the records. How much time we have? We played around, so at least we got some experience. 17 minutes guys, so I'm gonna pass it. Now at least you guys understood how to play with the application code, making changes. That makes you like real experience and understanding the what things happening in the back end make changes. If you don't understand, that's fine guys, you can leave it, but you need to be very much comfortable in understanding the code and troubleshooting the errors within the web application, so that you become like hardcore hacker in future. Got it? So if you feel this boring, just leave it, but this is very useful learning for you than security testing. Security testing is something like very cheap, but if you understand these things, like you'll become a very extreme level of hacker. Okay guys.